All right, this is my video to the African sister, mi hermana africana. Okay, she's Ecuadorian. They speak Spanish, Ecuadorian. Okay, so now you did a video about the reparations, and I am for reparations. I am definitely for reparations, and actually, I am voting for Elizabeth Warren, who's part Native American and part white and look white. She's not $5 Indian, okay. Yes, that screwed up the white Native American mixed population. Here, can I have a friend who is part Polish and part Native American, and I have to defend my friend who lives in Florida. We're on social media, and people assume that he's a $5 Indian, claiming that he's mixed with Native, but he's not, saying that he's full on white because he looks like a white dude. But you can see his features, like his facial features. You still see it, and then I think the other parent is part named Mercury, but he get clowned. I have to defend and say, "Hey, y'all, let me making fun of my friend." Okay, so anyway, so we're gonna talk about reparations. Okay, because she's saying on her channel that the true Africans, should have gotten reparations, and not us who are not pure black. Because African Americans, we're not pure black, y'all. We're mixed. This is the thing. I need her to understand, and I love her content, but let's not get it twisted because she's not from the United States to know why we were for reparations. After slavery, they had the Reconstruction days, which that's how my third grandfather was born to a white woman, okay, after slavery. And Reconstruction days, they're like, what, 13 or 12 years after slavery of freedom, and they start seeing African American people mixed and pure, being, in high positions. White folks did not like that, whole racist. So to put us back in our place with one drop of black DNA, because we're not pure black today, was to cause Jim Crow, okay? And that's the reason why. So my parents were born, and my grandparents were born during Jim Crow. I was born in 1979. I'll be 40 this year, actually in the next couple months, and it's almost July, so it's probably 1 month. Um, my parents, who are black, white, Native American, who were listed as black due to Jim Crow, was suffering through poverty, and economic the default due to not looking like their white ancestor, and not seen, to seen as unhuman, okay? Because the reason why they made call us monkeys for the Charles Darwinism, Darwin comment, along with his cousin made eugenics, which I'm against Planned Parenthood and abortion because that. Also because of my faith as well as a Catholic Christian, and I'm a pro-life Democrat. Um, Understanding that when it comes to us, we do deserve reparation. And I mentioned to her about the $5 Indian, because during slavery, when they transferred the 5 Silas tribes, which is part of my Choctaws, my bloodline, my grandmother, dad's side family, the Seminoles, the Cherokee, the Chickasaw, the Creek, um, to Indian Territory, which now is Oklahoma. There was mixed race black families. Now, of course, you had mixed part white Native American and Native Americans who did own slaves, who were vicious, trying to buy into the trying to apple coon, okay? Real inside white can't try apple coon, but they got screwed too by the white person. They try to emulate, okay? And I'm not making fun of what happened to Tears, but let's be real now, okay? So you have families who did intermarry, who went to neighborhood communities, especially in Seminoles, black Seminoles. Married, it was owned by the Spanish at the time before Andrew Jackson bought Spanish Florida, and they mixed there, okay? So when the government, the Darboroughs, found out that the Native Americans were mixed with black, and not all, but you had those who were mixed, who were open to interracial marriage, um, that's when they questioned, and this is when they did not us black Native American people. So we got screwed on the blood quantum when they was trying to get rid of the Native American population and add. That's why white folks today are not pure. That's why I had to defend the mixed Native American white, because not only had to fight an Indian, the blood quantum was anytime a Native American person has a baby with a white person, they lose the reparation of getting benefits and owning and free stuff from the government, since they have charged towards our Native American people. So they married a white person. Well, it was catch 20. We always hear white people say, well, I'm mixed with Native American and white, but I say I'm mixed. Because being white in this country, you have privilege. I mean, let's be real. If you're part Native American and part white, and you come out looking white, or even if you don't look white, okay, and they put white on your application, you're not going to argue being white, because in America, America was made for white male, especially male and when they're on white women, but most white Anglos and Protestant male. Okay? So, why would you, I'm not defending it, but at that mind frame, if you was living in that time, you would not want to be forced to live on a reservation. Not all live in teepees and have houses, but if you go to reservation, they are worse than a ghetto. You got wealthy reservations, but you got poor reservations in the United States, where Native Americans live worse than any project, worse than any ghetto in the inner city. I'm not lying. No running water, no the pipeline besides Flint, Michigan, that was going on. You have to understand. So if you're part white, you wouldn't argue with that, right? You know, I'm not saying to deny your mixed heritage. I'm saying with that mind frame back in the day when America was so-called great, okay? When Donald Trump said, okay? So when it comes to African people, many of us were either part black. Well, today, many of us are the three components of it, okay? We're not just white and black or native and black. We mix with the three. Especially when they with that one drop rule. So you had a person part white, part black, and part native, part black. They made a baby together, okay, and so on. And then let's be real, okay. So when it comes to us, they didn't want us to have that. Even though we were in the days, we descendants of that, to have that money. The idea of having black DNA was to be a slave and live in poverty, okay. That's why Latinos, I'm called like it is, Hispanics, many, not all, do not mention their part African, Mexicans particular, okay, and other Latino, because they know that if you're in the United States, you know the history, that one drop rule was to put us on the bottom of the totem pole, okay. Understand the reason why that we was denied any financial benefits. We didn't even get a 40 acres in the mule, okay? And then sharecropping happened after slavery, where folks were treated like slaves. In the South, miseducated people, African descent, being forced denied any education and resources. So I understand. I didn't live on a plantation. I'd probably shoot myself, or probably ask to get lynched, or probably go to Mexico if I was on a plantation. However, we still carrying that baggage, because not only the system, but our families will internalize slavery and Jim Crow and pass it to someone like me. Okay? I don't have the same thinking as my parents. I was a hard-headed child because I saw how they, was living. They raised me. My grandparents raised me. But still, you get my point. And I live in poverty in Texas, because Texas, you understand, because you're from Africa, sister. You're not from the United States. Let's be sympathetic here. And I'm not with the black nationalists that come on your channel and attack you when you tell them that they're not pure black, because I'm actually agreeing with that. But that one drop rule was to put us in slaves or in poverty, in Jim Crow. Okay? And yes, slavery do exist, sister. Read your 13th Amendment, or you're not from the United States. Okay? The 13th Amendment said that slavery ended, but except for a criminal act. Now, a lot of police shootings, a lot of African people being targeted. Not only police shooting because drive-by shooting, and police shooting because of organ harvesting. It's also because they want to increase the population. Many companies, many stores we shop, many banks fund plan fund the prior prison complex. Okay? And so you're not from the United States, so I need to speak on my end to you, okay, about the United States, okay? The negative, I call the niggery hip hop, okay, that's not true hip hop, of cause of nigger and talking about being in poverty. Them folks are paid, okay? Denigration to and this what you see is why you don't want African person, because of that. They're paid by white, Gentile, and Jews who work in private prison complex in the music industry. And maybe I have this channel, I was trying to sing in Spanish, and you see why I don't get any flack or any love for singing in Spanish. A few people, because people are used to accessing men who are not pure black, okay, who's dark, like whatever, portraying a negative image, okay? If I'm singing positivity, that doesn't sell. If it's R&B, yeah, but it's one out of many, okay? If I'm over here talking about bitches and hoes and nigga, okay, you have prior prison complex that's defending slavery, 13th Amendment, along with music execs give me contracts in order to show a false image of African people. Because not all of us are thugs. Do you understand? So that's why you don't want Africans like you don't want African because of that mess. And then you have people, not only it's not just the companies, I'm going to go ahead and say it, it is the baby boomers. It is the older people who carry that plantation mindset and the Jim Crow mindset to us, who's Generation X and millennials. Okay? Because I remember I graduated high school and I tried to be independent. It was people in my own community, middle class, who didn't want me to be independent from my grandparents, who didn't want me in light and dark, okay? Who didn't want me to have a car. I mean, honest with you, do y'all see why I go hard on? I go ahead and admit that. I ain't gonna show no love to some of the people who don't need love in private. So when they die, I'm on the street. Okay? And do you understand? So, and because it is because of mindset like you and I, they don't want someone who's smart. They was told to live by a white man's rules and to say they're black because the white men say so. Okay? And they had people in the community that bully us. Okay? The black nationalists like the Nation of Islam, and you have Marcus Garvey. W.E. Du Bois told us back in the day to not listen to that man. People who are poor, who he attracted in the hood, okay, who had behavior problems due to mental abuses. Because remember, reason why we have the function in our community is not only the white ancestors in our bloodline. It's people in our own community that beat their kids, mistreat their kids, tell them they ain't gonna beat nothing. Okay? You mean the reason why I'm fighting every day of that mentality because how it was ingrained by my elders. Okay? And do you understand? So that's the reason why. And someone that's smart like myself in Texas where it's racist, they don't want no one like me having power because knowledge is power. Okay? They'll get the Pookie and Ray the thug a job and get them a high percentage to make so they can always use it as a monkey entertainment card like it is. Okay? So reparations. I understand you're talking about people who use money and abuse it. No. If in actually I said reparation before both being Native American and African American, I wouldn't live in no government systems. No, I was raised middle class. Okay? Alright? I was raised middle class. Okay? Not poor class. If I got reparation, I'm going to get out of my situation and start making a business. And also, we need a mindset training to have a winner mindset and not a pride mindset. Remember, our families didn't have a winner; they had a scarcity mindset. Okay, and that's why they was very agitated and rude because that was taught from their grandparents out of slavery. So yeah, I didn't live the plantation, but the mentality is there, and even you try to fight against the mentality. Now you got white people and other minorities who are racist, not all minorities, but those Hispanic and Asian. You ever seen people trying to keep that in your life, trying to put guilt to distort the Bible If your mama don't want you to have nothing, they will tell you that you are going against God's will, and actually Galatians chapter 4:17 debunks that. Okay? My mama didn't want me to be independent. My mama raised me. My mother did not. I don't talk to her this day. Okay? My daddy he wanted me a stereotype of him, and I'm not like him. There's no unconditional love. It's a systematic. So if Elizabeth Warren became president next year, and she offered reparations, first thing I would do is get out of government assistance. Okay, get out and not be enough. No, and make a business and get away from people, negative people who's caused that negative energy. Do you understand? And it includes them so-called loving family members, these hood people, the coconuts, okay, the rednecks, the pochos, the coons, whatever, and get away from a society that is not like that. Okay? So I understand that you're saying it for original people, but you understand that same plantation mentality was taught to us from elders. That's why someone like myself don't have respect for them, because they're teaching us to remain in oppression because they had to exist like that. Do you get my point? Instead of teaching us to be having abundance, if elders talking about abundance and going against the norm, going against, that's what I would listen to. But someone who can place it, internalize it as part of life, I ain't listening to that. And when and anyone, and you understand, you have people and when Martin Luther King fought for integration, okay? That's the reason why someone like me in private, because you had people who was not for integration, and then they saw potential in making the integration, so they did whatever they could to keep me out of having anything. But someone that preach and actually talk like them, they gave them the prizes. Okay, if you were an expectation of a person to somebody, they'll give you money. Oh, anyway, they'll teach you how to be independent, because the next generation is going to pass that mess to them. But since I cut the cord, I'm denying any assistance, and I'm told to be codependent. Do you understand? So that's why. So if reparation happened for me, definitely I get out of this situation and use my money wisely, because I want to have children. This is why it's also for our children. Our African ancestors wanted best, those who didn't have plantation mentality, pure and mixed, wanted the best for the next generation. It's the ones who in our community who didn't want, because they didn't have it all. Their life was not together, so they want us to. I mean, let me say this: I'm more independent than both my parents. In the sight of me being independent, even though I had less money, but have made it independent outside of my grandma's house for years. That shocks them. Okay, like I said before, my mom don't have a high school diploma. I have a high school diploma and some college. Okay, I ain't trying to tell her I'm busy, but she was too busy fighting. And I'm being the host and she was fighting in Joe Davis. Because she's from that area. Well, she's from the country, but yeah, do you understand? She was too busy fighting in Joe Davis and getting in fights and getting in mess. And even my dad, even had a one-night stand, so I'm here 40 years ago. It's because, but he was shocked. Cause like my grandma, my dad's side was saying, you and her, and like, no, we just had the thing. Because she's not my dad's type. Okay? They was getting freaky back in them days, in the 60s and 70s, in the 70s religious days. That's why I'm here. Okay? And when people try to guilt you, they brought you into the world. I don't care. That's what they brought, because it was the purpose of them bringing you into the world. It wasn't based on love. It was based on the right way of getting married first and having a child. It was some hookup and I was told that he did not know. She lied about the pregnancy. She was on the pill, and next thing she had me. Okay, and she saw that my family was middle class on my dad's side, so she took advantage. And my grandma on my mom's side warned my grandmother, about her. Okay, I'm sorry to tell our family business here, but I'm being personal and telling it, because for you to understand, someone like me in reparations is a good thing, and I'll get out of my situation. Okay, trust and believe. And understand that white people had help. Welfare and food stamps were made for white people in Section 8. When they started to open to minorities, then we had the red lining and blue lining. Okay? To keep African people out of their neighborhood and having private neighborhoods. Okay? Before gentrification came in. Okay? So before my sister here understand that I'm not arguing the fact that African people are not pure black. I have said this so many times. But as a sin of being black ancestor and being American too, because I'm sorry, I believe we do need a double reparation. When you read about the $5 Indian, when you read about the, it's not greed. Hey, America is already greedy when it came to slavery and oppression on the American people. So what the hell? We need a double dose of that reparation. Okay? You know, I'm sorry. And I understand you're talking about those who get, you know, rims and they live in private. No, it's called financial planning to get the hell out of my situation and probably make travel money to get the fuck out of the United States. Okay, because I ain't trying to stay here. Remember, I don't look like my white ancestor. Okay? And I'm not sitting here complacent with the process into me, and you know what I'm saying? So therefore, and I gotta not only fight against white racist people, Hispanic ones who racist, not all, talking about who coconut trash, and you got coon trash who want to be pure black because white men say so, but deep inside they don't wish they had no black because they really love their blackness. They were defending being black with freedom, not being oppressed and controlled and limited, because that's what they teach. Okay, I'm a free spirit person. They want, you know, like a Vice show, they want us to have a constructive living based on someone else's standards. I'm sorry. No, the fuck no. You're not gonna come in my life trying to tell me shit about what I do in mine. Worry about yours. That's what he learned. He should learn it last year when he got in his bid about the Mexican American wife that he married to. And I defend it because I don't shit no brother. But see, when you teaching anti-freedom, the cloud, like Monique said about Shatara, Love T bring out, the cloud coming back. It became invite him, and he was like, "Y'all do what y'all want to do. You do what you want to do. Leave mine alone." Well, if you stop being in other people's business and stop telling people what to do, maybe you don't have to worry about being about your business. Shoot, you actually teach freedom by a show. Teach freedom. Stop teaching limited freedom and identity traps and anti-freedom traps. Because Elijah Muhammad, okay, was getting contributed by a Ku Klux Klan. That book to the black man is a book of how to live as a slave. Okay, and reason why that many African men and baby boomers don't have jobs is because Farrakhan told, and it's no joke. I'm sorry, Hassan Campbell, I don't agree with that brother. Everything said about the Catholic Church, but the rebel address is right because I'll go ahead and admit it. My own dad bought into that mess. Do you understand why I'm the anti-copycat? Okay, yes I am. I'm a arch enemy to him about that. My own father bought into that Farrakhan mess about and I'm for having your own business, but if you don't have no money, you gotta work somewhere. Okay? Because right now I'm talking about my own business, but I gotta get some type of money. And you gotta see, you don't see no brother. A few people have given me some money, but oh wow, brothers and sisters, the brother and sister, my ass. What brother and sister? What brother and sister? Oh, we gotta live like that. So a brother's gonna put me into despair. That's not no brother and sister. Unless you do their narrative, unless you do their selfish narrative. So that's the reason why. Okay. So no, to Hassan Campbell, my high y'all brother up in New York. No offense. We both 40. I'll be 40 in next couple weeks. Okay, not in July, but in August. Okay, next. Hush. That's how my grandparents had to raise me. Mama couldn't take care of me because she's wasn't financially, and my dad was not working. He stopped working. Okay, that's why. Do you understand? Do y'all get my point? And that's why I was a hard-headed child, because I was observing their life. they tell me something that contributes to what they're doing. It's not helping them at all. That's why I didn't listen to them. He kept us in private. Now, of course, my grandma was in private because they worked in retirement and everything else in middle class, but stuff was still limited. The town next to, Houston, in Harris County, before mostly Hispanic, was mostly white. And I remember being told, we're not going there. It's after segregation. I'm like, well, wait a minute. I can't go there. Y'all know how I am. And I had to question. And what it was, they were full of white racist people. Even though you can legally go there. And I remember in the community middle class, we didn't have access to the grocery store. We had to go drive. Do you understand? Be mobile to go to the grocery store. We couldn't walk to the grocery store. We couldn't go, couldn't go to they had a McDonald's and Jack about that, but we couldn't, the stuff that was access to, the shit the donuts that was mostly white, they all became Hispanic neighbor, okay? Don't you understand why I take issue with that? And then you were like, why did the white folks have everything? We don't got nothing. We living good. Because you want, we have small towns. You want things to be convenient for you to walk. You want to take a girlfriend out to, you in high school, middle school, but you can't take a girlfriend out and you got no car. You can't take, you know what I'm saying? And you don't want your mama and your grandma and dad and your grandfather to drive for you with your girlfriend there. Do you understand? So we didn't have that. And then too, the community chose the future of the people, not the person themselves. Do you understand? I had to fight against that. When I came back from Job Corps, you got my dad's friends harassing me about not leaving. I'm like, wait a minute, I'm about to be 30 years old. I'm supposed to be out my grandma. I ain't supposed to be over there live with them. They trying to stop me from being independent. But they won't want to. So don't get mad when you have a bunch of brothers who don't have their shit together because you had the dumb, stupid elders who didn't want us to have nothing. That's what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about a slave on a plantation. Their plantation mentality. Because if you fall against them, you got ostracized, you were disrespectful. How do you Did you understand that these people don't want us to have nothing? And enough real. And they will try to make them some scare tactic. And I'm like, if the Mexican, the white, whatever can do, you just get about trying to just get them what they're doing, how you treat me. Okay? I had to fight hard to be independent. And then living in a racist state, since I don't like my white ancestor, the right thing I want to get the hell up out of Texas. I don't want to live in this damn racist state. And these so-called brothers and sisters, what they false interpreted about. Don't you understand that you have enemies within? They are doing exactly what white race people want us to do, is live in poverty. So that's why that I'm for a reparation. I know you're talking about those who want to go spend a bunch of hair, weaves, and joys. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about taking it, because I still got sperm, okay? I need to get married. I need to have kids. How am I going to have kids and I'm in a system that does not want me to make it? And I'm not talking like a victim, because I do understand the mindset of being in poverty. But you cannot negate reality. You in an area where people do not want to fight against the power, but rather fight you if they're a victim of it, and you have the power against you. So what you can do, the only thing to do is to get the hell up out the area and go to another place. And that's what I plan to do. Okay? It's a system of trying to keep you in permanent favor if you don't live my expectational commodity. And since they want me to be expectational commodity, if I'm not calling myself a nigga, if I'm not claiming pure blackness, if I'm not pure black, okay? If I'm not doing this hotel in limited lifestyle and not preaching freedom, including individual freedom, they want someone like me who don't speak their language to have poverty. It is what it is. If I go on a job and I'm asking, I'm being professional, and next thing someone comes talking crazy, I'm sorry. I'm almost 40 years old. Yes, I have started talking back and be ugly right back, because I'm not going to treat like the little kid. I would never treat my child that way, because the child is the self. But I came to work to help their ass out. They paying me, and next thing I be talking like I'm not human, but you treat the white person like they're human, and it's not just a experiment. It's actually it's a system. An Aunt your mama to fit her. But that's how my mama told me your mama was not right. Your daddy was wrong. The Bible says that love is something real injury in Corinthians 13. They were wrong. They had plantation mentality. Thereby, someone like me ain't gonna listen to someone like your mama there because we know where the concept of their mindset come from. Okay? It's so they want the same burden passed to the young people. They have a fear complex about themselves. And everybody got that job being an Aunt Jemima from a white person charged with racist, being an Aunt Jemima in the field. Want to keep that mess going on because they know not only it hurts your mindset. You have to deal with an employer, you're going to have post-traumatic depression. You're going to PTSD. You're going to have mental issues because you have to go to work and to feed, and you're trying to keep your mouth shut, and they steadily talking to you like you're not even human, and that's mental and emotional distress. Especially if you have bipolar like I do, and I'm bipolar. Because I say, no, hell no. I'm getting too old for this bullshit. You look here, send me home. I ain't trying to be in private, but send my ass home. You're not going to talk to me like a slave on a plantation. And you don't understand, sister. It's the same mess that happened on the plantation. It's also going on in our social. They socialize that mentality. Do you understand? And it's not only that. You got people who don't want a brother to be independent. But I have to laugh when Pookie and Ray Ray become thugs. Well, I don't want him to emulate the white man. I don't want him being gay. It's always so stupid arguments. Then what's the next step? They end up being thugs and hood rats. And then you mad at them, but you didn't give them their own space to be their own person. Everybody with me that man. And so slavery does exist, baby. 13th Amendment means that you are a slave if you be in the private prison and they target. Like, you could be innocent of a crime and you got unjust law enforcement targeting you so they can make a paycheck and get a bonus. Okay? And then because companies, Viacom, that own BET and MTV, and VH1, they control properties complex. They say Michael Jordan, it's greed. Okay? So that's why we for reparations. We why family is dysfunctional because you had brothers who was mass incarcerated. Yeah, they were wrong for selling crack. But it's funny how a child molester, especially from the white community, can't have that sentence, but a man with crack rock get 20 years or 40. Do you see how they did sentence? Yes. So you're not speaking from the United States standpoint. You speaking from as an African looking on outside. Okay? Understand it's more to the story before that. And they even try to, like I said, I never sold crack, and my record clean. They even try to target me. Okay? It's not just the white ones. It's not just Hispanic. We had African-descended people. When I was a victim of a crime, not only had a porch of coconut trash, Officer Ruiz, okay, the April 4th of 2014, here come November Officer Chapman, sister by my skin tone and long relaxed hair. When a crackhead razzed me in November 2016, instead of trying to take her outside, she tried to take her. Either nephew of the crackhead was defending me because they don't get along. His mom had to kick her brother out. Okay, and she gonna try to take sides with the crackhead, and he high in front of her. Do you understand that? So, understand it's way more to what you see on the outside, baby. As an American of African and European American descent, I have to tell it like it is. So, I need you to understand, you're not in the United States. You don't need reparations. Because as a woman who's original African, you didn't go through segregation, Jim Crow, or sharecropping, or even the bashing from LBJ effect of it that we went through. Okay, it's more to the story than this, and then to us being part of the American. The reason why the DNA companies denying that because I mean, a person who's a bloodline of the native and the oppressed, enslaved, the invader, the white race people are going to be in fear of that. You can't tell that person to go back to Africa. And they did with the $5 Indian situation, with Doro's situation. Because, you know, if a white woman is racist and you go back to Africa, I tell them straight up, hey, take your ass back to Europe, baby. I got 3 homelands. This here, Africa, and Europe. I'm not full-blown black. Take your ass. This is my land, too. It's actually more land than yours if you have no Native American traits. So take your ass and go back to Europe. It is what it is. I got 3 homelands to go to, home. You can guess one thing about being mixed. You got 3 homelands. I'm very proud of my 3 homelands. North America, Africa, and Europe. I'm proud of it. If I go to Africa, that's my other homeland. If I go stay here in North America, and I go to Europe, those are my homelands. So, do you understand? They get butthurt when you tell them that because they know that they invaded. We took America. No, you stole America. You know, you abuse people. You try to slay the Native American people, rape them, and everything else. So America is not. It's not a white man's land. It's been white established man's land. Let's call it established, but originally it's not a white man's land. It is a red Native American man's land. Our Native American ancestors. And when people, you understand that black Native American people came together because of the atrocity against them. It was not always some Native American trying to slave somebody. That's not always the truth. Many slaves ran to Native American communities, and they mixed. They didn't have this message of the white race people bring. Okay, so by me being both Native American, and African, and European, I have to speak on that end. So we do need reparations. Okay, you don't need one because your family in where you from, Virginia, did not go through that situation. Okay, and I can care less about Africa giving us reparations because I don't see no Kunta Kinte on a dollar bill. They trying to put Harriet Tubman on $20 bill. They trying to make sure she don't go on $20 bill. Okay, so what that tells you. Okay, so yeah, I gotta go.